Today, we will be discussing one of the most important things that a teacher should look into. That is their ethical and professional behavior based on the mandates of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher. Teachers are essential part of the community. That is why it is expected of them to participate in the life of that community. That is why today we will be discussing the different rules of the teacher to the community that they are into. And at the same time, the ethical standard and the professional behavior of the teacher when they are dealing with the people in their community. Today, we will be discussing Article 3 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher, the teacher and the community.
Section 1. A teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He shall, therefore, render the best service by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth.
So this particular section will tell us about the role of the teacher as a facilitator of learning. So I would like to capitalize the term facilitate or facilitator. When you facilitate something, then you make something a lot easier. So if the teacher are facilitator of learning, then the teacher are expected to make learning as easier as possible. So the teacher can make learning easier when they are able to simplify complex theories and complex explanation, and that they are able to concretize abstract ideas. Because when you teach students abstract concepts and you are not teaching them the application of such a life, then they won't understand it. If you are teaching the students using the complex terminologies and the complex procedure that the book says, you are not helping them understand the lesson. So if you are a teacher, you are a very good facilitator if you know how to simplify things for the student to understand, and you know how to concretize ideas which are difficult to understand. That is why your job later when you become a teacher is to make things a lot easier for them, to make students understand the context that they have to understand. You let them enjoy while learning. You arouse their curiosity because of your skills in facilitating. And that you are able to give an exciting activity so that they will be able to participate in your discussion. So when you become a teacher, make sure that you have developed these facilitating skills so that the students would learn the best way possible. Another thing that I would like to capitalize on that particular section is that the teacher should make the classroom conducive to learning. Because students really learn best in a pleasant environment. So the environment is pleasant when the physical climate is okay. Like it's well ventilated, well lighted, the chair are properly arranged, and the structure is okay. Like naay mga ceiling fan para dili mainitan ang mga estudyante. And more than that, you have to make sure that the psychological climate is a lot better. The students are loved in the classroom. They are accepted. There is no room for bullying. The competition is healthy, that they don't need to be afraid when they commit mistake, because your atmosphere that you created would allow them to commit mistake and would learn something from it. That then is a very good classroom that is conducive to learning.
Section 2. Every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movements for moral, social, educational, economic, and civic betterment.
This section will tell us about teacher leadership and initiative for community participation. So meaning, since you are part of the community, then you have to live harmoniously with the people in the community. So, if there is a program in the municipality, as a teacher, you have to join such program. And because in the community you are the teacher, you are considered to be intellectual leaders. Then, you have to make sure that you always offer your help for the betterment of a certain society of the program that is implements activity the society implements, and that because you are intellectual leader in the community that you are expect. That you'll be considered or will be invited as a coach or as a judge and you'll be considered as a nurse and a doctor at the same time. Pag may magkakasakit, ikaw yung unang tatawagin para sa first aid. So in reality, teacher really are all around. You are not just a teacher by profession, you are also can be also another professional. You can be a nurse, you can be a judge, you can become a speaker in the certain seminar that community will implement. Well, marami talagang trabaho yung mga teachers. That is why the teacher are considered to be a jack of all trades.
Section 3. Every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times, and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relations.
When you become a teacher, you will be considered to be a model of good behavior, and you will be considered as a epitome of values. And how could you be such if you engage yourself to activities like gambling? Well, excessive gambling, excessive smoking, excessive drunkenness, excessive, okay? Ibig bang sabihin na pag teacher ka na, hindi ka na pwedeng uminom? Well, pwede, occasionally. Can be actually have your drink provided. And also, make sure that you will not drink with your student. It is not okay for teacher to gamble. It is okay as long as that particular activity does not stop you from doing your job as a teacher. And as long as the student would not see you do gamble anywhere and anytime. In smoking, of course, we cannot judge people negatively just because they are smoking. But when you are a smoker, then you just have to make sure that the student could not see you and that you do not do that in school or in front of your student. You have to make sure that at all times that you are dignified, you are honorable, you are worthy to be imitated. You are worthy to be considered models by the students. Because whenever you like it or not, especially when you are in a basic education, the kids would look up to you and would consider you as a model that they could imitate, and that they would think that whatever you do is correct and it's right because you are a teacher. So you gotta act like a professional at all times, especially when you talk to people in that community. Of course, you have to address them properly. You have to make sure that the tone of your voice is okay. You also have to make sure that you know how to talk people, to anyone, regardless of the economic status, regardless of the profession, because teachers should really have interpersonal intelligence. Meaning, you know how to deal with people from all walks of life because you are a teacher.
Section 4. Every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community, and shall, therefore, study and understand local customs and tradition in order to have sympathetic attitude. Therefore, refrain from disparaging the community.
So this section will tell us about the teacher's attitude towards local customs and traditions. Because teachers should respect and should honor students regardless of cultures, and should be acknowledged the fact that each of the student in the class, each of them has a distinct culture that is to be appreciated and to be respected. You do not have the right to disparage the community, especially the customs and tradition of the community. You are not supposed to be ethnocentric, meaning you should not believe that your custom and your culture is superior to other culture. Because no culture is superior to other culture. All cultures are equal footing, should be equally respected at acknowledged. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na Tagalog ako, ang culture ko ay mas maganda kaysa sa iba. Hindi mo yun pwedeng sabihin. Should not be ethnocentric, and teacher should not also be xenocentric. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na mas mababa yung kultura mo kaysa sa kultura ng iba. Kung ang ethnocentric ay mas mataas ang kultura mo, ang xenocentric naman ay mas mababa yung kultura mo. No culture is inferior to other culture. That is why you have to study the custom of the society, especially kapag galing ka sa ibang lugar, tapos napadpad ka sa ibang area. You have to study the practice of the people in that locality. and you don't have the right to disrespect in any manner the culture that you see in that particular society. You have to make sure that you understand and you study the custom and tradition, and you know how to respect and to deal with this diverse culture that you have.
Section 5. Every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school works and accomplishments, as well as its needs and problems. In Section 5, teachers are reminded to the community as it parts of its stakeholder. Thus, all of the activities, accomplishments, and problems of the school should also be informed to the community where he belongs. Section 6. Every teacher is an intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services as appropriate, and to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. We have mentioned in the other section that every teacher is a community leader. So there will be times that the barangay will need your help in leading people. Your help will be needed when it comes to someone in difficult situations like disasters or crisis. At the same time, there are activities in the community. Section 7. Every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with other professionals, with government officials, and with the people, individually or collectively. Every teacher should maintain good relationships with all government officials in the community, within the barangays, and within the local government. This is in order for them to take care of the welfare of people and work hand in hand regarding on the needs of students in the community. Section 8. A teacher possesses freedom to attend church and worship as appropriate, but shall not use his position and influence to proselyte others. In this section, every teacher has the right to exercise and religion. He has freedom of choice to join any church they want and to exercise any form of worships they want, as long as he will not proselytizing others. What does proselytizing means? Proselytizing means forcing someone to join on what they believe. As a teacher, we should not force our students to join if they don't want to come or join on what we believe, because they have its own freedom to choose.